At RaiseCredit.com, business credit is the name of the game. Learn how to build credit that'll look like more money than you've ever dreamed of. Both Wall Street and Main Street offer untold riches to people with credit, and RaiseCredit.com can teach you how to get it.
Ray Reynolds here this morning. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to change lives, all right, as we begin. So, RaiseWebinar.com. The ultimate goal is to help everybody we can. Information's protected in many ways, which is great. From there, please go get a tablet and a pen. You want to write things down. You want to get it here, not just taking a picture. As we do this, there's a toll-free number for all of you. Please write it down. It is 800-510-3338. As we begin, we're going to talk about planning some problems. Yes, we're going to do the opposite. Most people planned on winning, and that's the goal, but all of a sudden they fall down or somebody gets in their way or tries to take it away. That's not nice, but it happens. So this isn't easy, but I'll make it as easy as I can for you. I want you to first to basically write down, all right, safety credit, the line of defense. I want you to see it, believe, and go get it. See, we all get knocked down, but we don't want to bring the pain home. I call it we're all Humpty Dumptys. The bottom line is we get through it. You're going to learn about my journey today and what I had to go through to get to my first 100,000, million, and double billion by the time I was 26. So then I'd like your journey to begin with me. As we do this, I'm going to get it and call it getting past go. You see, I think people get stuck. They buy a book, how to make money and get rich and all that great stuff. Bottom line is you're hearing someone else's story. At the end of the day, the first thing you want is a bunch of money. You see, it takes money to make money in a structure. That's just the bottom line. And as a kid, I collected magazines about rich and famous people. I cut out the pictures. I wanted what they had. Let's see how I did. Now, I got to be with Mrs. Hope from the age of 3 to 10 years old. Every morning, because she got her weekly and monthly checks, she dropped me off at Redondo Beach Pier every morning at 6:30. I got to basically be there till 5 o'clock every day, and I think she was a she-devil from hell. But the bottom line is, I got to learn to steal and beg off the pier. Kind of sucked. But you know what I got to do? I actually put it together for myself. So I got my Lamborghinis, I got my Ferraris, I got my Duffys, I got my mansions. I beat world records as well. Had fun with that. I parked my race boat and my yacht in my backyard, and the helicopter and the Ferraris too. This isn't to brag, but this is to show you flat out, if I can do it, so can you. Please write down Ray's rules. Ray's rules give you the tools and the steps you need that you've been looking for all your life. Now, winning the game of business, I wrote that 43 years ago. All right, I had to. The one thing about me, I had to move 24 tons until I was 11 and a half years old. Those people were mean to me on the 1st and the 15th. Not nice, but guess what? I think the rent or the mortgage was due. We're going to use exactly what I had to do. Now, I, as a kid, got used and abused, but I connected the dots. See, I learned a corporation's a legal person by the time I was 7.5 years old. Then I started Helping Hand Industries, went worldwide, brought $100,000 in by the time I was 9.5 years old, got $1 million at 14, double billion, by the time I was 26. How am I doing so far? You see, I like you to allow me to do the work for you. I like to hold your hand for 90 days, get you to the $1 million dream. You see, I want to make sure you understand how to play the game. Business is a game, but I want you to make sure you understand. I'm going to be with you every step of the way. Every seminar, workshop, and boot camp, you're stuck with me. I'm never going to pass the buck, and I don't allow anybody to talk on my behalf. So never bring the pain home as we go through this journey. Today's the 16th of November. Well, what I'd like to do is give you $100,000 of personal or corporate credit to get started. I'd like you to think about a franchise because currently we got to pick one that's open through COVID-19. Houses, an apartment complex, maybe some commercial real estate too. But I'll hold your hand every step of the way. If you allow me, I'll even do the work for you. You see, basically in 1998, I built $1 million of credit for my cat. I even got an Inc. magazine. You see, they wrote about using plastic to finance your business. So if I could do it for my cat, and Monica's cat too, I can probably do it for you if you allow me to. Today, we got 2020. Now that would be the first fiscal year for a corporation. Come January 2nd, all right, 2021, that's blackjack year. In other words, a corporation has the ability to say 2 fiscal years. Now, what does that do for us? It allows us to win next year up to 9 lines of credit without a tax return for a corporation and divisions too. We got the ability, but we got to go back to you. You see, what's happened in the past, you lost your job or you got an emergency. What happened next is you ran out of time, you ran out of money, and you probably jacked up your credit in 42 days and you brought the pain home. I'm going to show you a better way so you don't have to ever do that again. As we do this, write down on that tablet and pen, you're going to get up every morning at 4:30 in the morning. You got to stop sleeping in. The next thing we got to think about is getting to know me some more. Now remember something, before my coma in 2009, all right, I was the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years. From there, I was training Ken Yarborough, security chief of Tier W and Aspirant, years ago. I'd like you to write down the Credit Services Act, please. I'd like you to Google it later today. It will take you to the Federal Trade Commission. They'll tell you credit repair is a scam, not even allowed to collect money up front. It'll refer to you to the Credit Repair Organization Act, by the way, which it says attorneys can't do credit repair. I'm sorry to say, most of you have been guessing anyway. Today you're going to learn a lot of rules and tools you've never heard before. I want you to write it down. I've been doing this for 43 years. I want you at my weekly workshop with me. But again, I want to do the work for you. So let's do this. Let's pull out that Social Security card you got in your purse, ladies, next to your feet, or gentlemen, in your back pocket, in your wallet too. You see, you got an SSN called a Social Security card. You were told to, just like me, as a kid. We were told get the SSN to get the job. By the way, if you didn't know this connected the 1040 tax return. That's what it was for in the first place. Now today they say that 97% are screwed up. I don't know if that would be you, but let's see about this today. When you pull out the Social Security card, I want you to read it this time, front and back. It's going to tell you do not laminate, do not use for variety purposes, don't carry with you. It tells you flat out it's not yours. You see, it was only for the 1040 tax return. There's the application you filled out as a kid. And now if you look at the card in front of you, if you pulled it out, it says property of Social Administration and not you. By the way, the creditors, the credit companies, and the banks, they're not supposed to use the SSN for credit purposes at all. I got a system called basically Rapid Refresh. I get to block all your crap and I get to rebuild you. If you allow me to, I can get you up to an 820 credit score. The ultimate goal for me is to basically donate my time for the rest of my life. I made a promise in my coma. I haven't had a paycheck for over 20 years, by the way. So let me repackage you. That means your house, your car, and your bank account. I'm going to cover all that today, and I like to repackage everything you're doing correctly. I think you're kind of bringing the pain home. Now, credit saved my life as a kid, as an adult. So let's see what we're going to do next. Let's think about this. Every time I turn around, there's always some ding-dong saying money for a rainy day. Sorry to say, all right, in my life it doesn't rain, it always pours. It's not one thing that goes wrong, it's 20 things out at the same time. Now today, let's think about this. Let's say you have an emergency, you have it now. You need $5,000. You're going to go to your friends, your family, your bank. They're all going to say no. If you had a card in your hand like I have or on the screen, called a safety credit card for $5,000, let's understand something flat out. Okay, safety credit. If you had to max out that card, by the way, the payment is $50 a month. The average person wastes that every other day. So let's think about this. They also say that you waste $140 a week. I don't know if that's true, but we got to look at 2 venture cards. They're each worth $50,000 a piece. Now, you can't write off personal credit or the card at all. So the interest rate of the card, no. So we're going to have to classify this and teach the world. All right, it's called safety credit, because every time you steal it from the family, you bring the pain home. So what we ought to think about is this. If you maxed out one of those cards today, the payment is $612.26. So what the average person wastes or pisses away every month, they could have literally got 2 pizza pizzas today. You could have owned 2 locations that are open to COVID-19. That's $24,000 of cash flow per month, by the way. Stop wasting money. I like to basically set it all up for you anyway and never bring the pain home ever again. You got the ability, like I said in the beginning. Plan on the problem. Someone's going to get in your way. They're going to try to take it away too. If you got safety credit and you understand the line of defense, you'll be able to see it, believe, and go get it every day. All right, let me tell you how I got to that first million and that first double billion by the time I was 26. So let's have some fun. Let's create a goal list. But you're going to have to believe in yourself. You see, I always believe in God and I believe in me. When I broke the world record for the highest kick on the planet, still good today, in 1981, that just shows that white men do jump. Just stupid people say we don't. Do yourself a favor and understand something flat out. Don't ever listen to anybody who says you can't do this or that. God gave you a gift and a dream. Go get it. Then help other people like I do every day. You're going to have to master Ray's rules and find your voice and become you. All right, I can make every one of you a millionaire to a billionaire if you allow me to. Again, your SSN, why did you get it in the first place? All right, to equal the 1040 tax return. Now you connected the dots. But unfortunately, what happened next is, yes, your creditors use it for Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion too. So you jacked up the cards, you dropped your score, got stuck, hell, you couldn't get any more. Kind of sound like most of you? The bottom line is just the truth. If you allow me to, Ray's rules will rebuild you no matter what you say or do. We got the ability to get through this. The other reason you got that SSN, pretty simple. Because we're the collateral for the United States of America Incorporated, especially ever since Nixon took the gold standard out. So let's do this. Let's write a little list. You ready to write it down? I want you to write down Ray's rules. I want you to have 100,000 of credit. I know there'll be a couple ding-dongs that say, I don't need that. The last time you run out of damn money, all right, you were stuck. You were scared to death. You're going to lose everything, couldn't feed your family. All right, you better darn well have some safety credit. You're going to learn to use 29% from now on. I'm going to show you some rules and tools after the 43 years of helping people just like you. That would have gave you 71,000 of safety credit, just in case you lost your job or had a pandemic. I died in pandemic 9. Now we got pandemic 19, 11 years later. So you better understand, when you take money from your credit and your family, all right, you roll the dice to save and what, start a business? Just say, I'm going to hurt the family some more, because that's all you normally do. By the way, never bring the pain home. That's called silly and dumb. I'll show you the right way to play the game if you want me to. See, we all got a sad story to tell. There's me in a coma at 5.5 years old. I hit the curb in my face going 40 miles an hour down that big hill. I was told I'd never walk again in my life. By the way, I got up anyway. There's me in my last coma in 2009, where I got to die at 5:41 in the afternoon. There it is. And what did I do? I made a promise to God that I'd help people the rest of my life just like you. That's why I got to come back. You see, I got swine flu pneumonia. They call it pandemic 9, COVID-9, then they call it H1N1. They couldn't make up their mind. But what did I do? Bottom line is I took people on my corporate yacht from my backyard to watch the fireworks. You see, I'm one of the most verified people on the planet today. I got no BS to give you, but I will yank you up the hill and get you to the $1 million dream. I got no hesitation at all. There's my race boat and my yacht at the time. Where you park yours again? But I did one thing the next day on July 5th. I got to die in a damn coma and my life got destroyed. So you got a choice today. Listen and learn. Don't worry, you're going to learn things today you've been wanting all your life. I've got 17 million clients, and they're all millionaires today, and some billionaires too. You better listen and learn today if you want to play the game. But what, you bought that book, How to Make Money and Get Rich and Secret crap too? All you heard is somebody's stupid story. At the end of the day, let's understand something. I walked around with an oxygen tank for 5 weeks. 5 weeks. All right, I still put my credit score back to an 820. I basically blocked all the crap because I knew about the SSN. From there, guess what? I popped $1 million of credit again. I don't stay down, and from now on, if you play with me, I guarantee you never stay down again. But you got to learn how to play the game and never bring the pain where? Home. God saved me to help you and to come back and do this for you. Are you going to pay attention today? Believe in yourself. God won't let you go through something you can't handle anyway. After meeting me, there's no more excuses for you. You see, I want you to focus on a couple of things today. There are 3 things. I'd like you to focus on safety credit, corporate structure and credit, real estate franchise, and weekly money coming in. Because I want you having all the money coming into you. Today, we don't have a choice. All right? The bottom line is we get to live or die. All right? We don't get a do-over. COVID-19 can wipe everybody out. So let's understand something today. If I would have knew to wear a mask or a bubble around my head versus lay in that hospital in 2009 being dead, I would have did that too. You got a moment to die and a lifetime to live. Which one you going to pick? This is going to be up to you. See, I don't want you ever comfortable. I've never been comfortable a day in my life, even when I brought in the $2 billion. I got basically $10 billion more coming in the next 36 months. How many billionaires know you want to help you? None of them. But if you listen to me, I'll teach you how to play the game. But if you're comfortable, that just means you're lazy. And you're never going to go get it. Do what I do ever since I was 2.5 years old. I remember the last time I got beat at 2.5, and I was on the floor looking in the mirror. And I go, I got to figure this out. I got to get out of hell. And you know what I did? I looked in a mirror and I did exactly what I'm going to tell you to do. So I do this every day. Ever since then, my body wakes up at 2:25. I don't need an alarm like you. So the first thing I do is I drop to my knees and I thank God for another day. Thank you, Jesus, I'm still here. But then I go find a mirror and I stop time. The problem with most of you, you're blaming other people in the past and all the crap, or you got stuck here. Let's understand something. Today we're going to forgive everybody, because if you don't forgive them, God won't forgive you. So let's do this. Look in the mirror. Don't comb your teeth. Ask 2 questions. Have you completed everything you need to? The answer is no. Then why are you sleeping in past 4:30 in the morning? You got work to be done. All right? There's more to be done. Do you really want it? How bad do you want it? I mean, how bad do you really want the Lamborghini keys to a $700,000 Lamborghini? See, I'm the most verified person on the planet today you can ever find. And I'll rebuild you. It's like I've asked people for many years, 43 years, did God give you an idea, a dream, and a vision? They tend to say yes, like you probably would. And then you go, what are you going to do next? I'm going to go ask my friends and family. Are you kidding me? Most friends and family never want you to do better than they do. And who ripped you off last? Don't cloud your direction. Do this for 90 days. Shh. Let me do the work for you. Hand you up to $1 million card, repackage your life, house, car, bank account too. All right, and when they ask you in the future how you did this or that, just say raisewebinar.com. That's all you're going to have to say. So let's do this. Let's go chase the money. I love money. It's one of my top 10, not my top 5, but I love money. See, for me, I got total recall. I got an IQ off the damn chart. And if I look in my eyes and I want to think about when I was stealing and begging off the pier at 3 years old, I can still smell it today. So what money does for me, I don't have to steal or beg off the pier. I get to feed my family. I get to pay my bills. I get to help people like you. But again, I haven't had a paycheck for 20 years. I don't want one. Now, 90% of you hate your job. That's good. You're going to go back to the job you hate. You know what's going to happen eventually? Because we're getting older, slower, we're not as pretty as we used to be. They're going to fire you anyway. And then you're going to drive an Uber and deliver some pizza. Is that your American dream? It sure the hell isn't mine, but it could be yours. You never know. Now take that pen, all right, in that tab, and write this down because I said so, please. Now let's understand an SS4, all right, equals a 1120. SS4, remember something. Corporations can write off the credit cards, the interest rates, and I can build you credit reports per entity or division, a subsidiary too. So this means I can show you exactly what I did for all the rich and famous people too. So if you listen to me, all right, and you allow me to do it for you, I'll get a corporation and 3 divisions for you too. Now what we're going to do, you're going to take what I wrote in 1986. I wrote the rules, by the way, and never set up the line of defense. Don't you ever bring the pain home after meeting me. If you did, because you don't have these turned on today. You got to realize you got to learn how to play the game. Now let's go back to Mrs. Hope, the she-devil from hell in my life from the age of 3 to 10 years old. Every Wednesday night, they had a poker game. I stood outside my bedroom, which was the pantry, by the way, all right, and I wrote my little notes while they played their stupid poker going blah, blah, blah. Now, Mrs. Hope is basically the rich and famous Hope family, by the way, all right, so let's understand. When they said a corporation's a legal person, I wrote it down, I circled it 10 times. They thought it was kind of weird, probably true, but you know what I heard? Listen carefully. I heard my way out of hell if I could just figure it out. The next day, I rode my little bicycle next to the Torrance Police Department to the library. I wanted to know what it meant, a corporation's a legal person. I asked the lady when I walked in the door, could you help me, please? She says, here's a microfiche, here's a book. Now, let's understand, I can guarantee every one of you, if you're not a millionaire or a billionaire yet, then what the hell are you doing wrong? All right, you got a book, How to Make Money and Get Rich. That's somebody else's stupid story. Don't you understand something? This is up to you. Let's get you the million to the billions, and let's get you out of your own way. I got so pissed off that day. You see, having an IQ off the chart with total recall and reading a page at a time, I read the damn book. So what? The corporation's a legal person. Where's the rules? Where's the map book? Where's the instructions? How do I go get it? I got so pissed off that day. You know what I did? I wrote the rules myself. I went through the library every day from 7.5 to 9.5 years old. That's how I set up Helping Hand Industries at 9.5 and brought 100,000 in. Then I brought in $1 million. Then I brought in double billion at Thomas 26. You listen today and believe me, I'll do the work for you. I don't want you screwing this up anyway. By the way, that's called the Millionaire's Founders Kit. There's 12 books and CDs. The exact way how I got the 2 billions in the books and CDs. Now, let's understand before the coma, all right, I had $841 million in real estate under corporate structure. But my life got destroyed being in a damn coma. I wanted to hit $1 billion that year. I got to be a consultant for banks for many years, so I wrote a book, How to Become the Bank. Buckets of money and tax balancing too. Don't forget I wrote Winning the Game of Business 43 years ago. When I was at the Bonaventure every Wednesday night for 32 years, there was a line around the hotel. It was fun. But then I found myself in a coma and I got to die. By the way, I used to sell that set for $20,000. You need the books and CDs, and you still need to play with me. Because if you want the truth about the million to the billion, I'll get you there. I'll do the work for you. Because I think you're going to screw it up anyway. Look at where you're at today. Did you go get it? The books and CDs that promise all the blah, blah, blah? How about that motivational crap too? Blah, blah, blah more today? The bottom line is you need money. That's how you go get it. The office sells that for $1,000. Today, while I do the webinar, during the webinar, don't you call them after that and ask, can I get it what Ray said? Because if they give that away, I'll fire them right now. Today, through the webinar with me, that's the only time I discount it to $3.99. All 18 books and CDs for you. Take a picture of this page, please. There's a Zelle, a wire, and a deposit. During COVID-19, that's how we get paid. You Zelle that right now, $3.99, 18 books and CDs, I'll get them shipped today to you. Then I still want you to play with me. Now, if you're a client, I started something on Saturday just for fun. For every client that's out there watching me to now and today, just refer somebody in any program. It doesn't matter what it is, because I'll add $1,000 or more personal business credit to your package. All right? Now go get to work and get those people back to me. Now, what I want to do is rebuild you. Okay, then I want to do a rapid refresh and get all that crap off of you and block all the crap. I want to get credit lines, corporate ones I can write off, corporate articles, books, CDs, and classes. I want you stuck with me. Write it down. Every card you have in your pocket or purse has to be 25 to 29% all the time to maintain an 820 credit score. You see, what you got to understand flat out, I've got to make you a qualified CFO. I'm an affiliate and I get to add you to my dashboards. So when I order a card for you, up to a $50,000 or $1 million card, I do it off my card. I just ask for separate billing for you. It's pretty easy to do after I rebuild you. But again, are you willing to listen and learn? You see, write down CFO equals you. I got to make you a millionaire CFO. That's what we're going to do to play. Now, gold and platinums, they have nothing to do with the 29% rule as long as they're paid over time. So if you want one of these, it's pretty simple. I usually get you one, help you push it to 100,000, and get you 9 more. By the way, that's $1 million for you. And we don't have to worry about the 29% rule. If you want one of those, just call the office today. Now, there's 4 points of making money with me. It's pretty simple. First, we're going to do real estate. Now, I want you to understand, like they announced last week, real estate, all right, the people that are paying the rents and whatever needs to be done, 80% of them are still working, but they're not paying on purpose because they're milking their landlords. The 20% really needs some help. So be careful. I'd like to get you basically maybe a fixer-upper, a duplex, a fourplex, an apartment complex too. My specialty is commercial real estate. They don't pay. They got to get the hell out. And after that, I can leverage it 10 times too. I'd like to get you a franchise, a pizza, maybe a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, and a Wendy's when they got the beef too. So let's have some fun, maybe some profit sharing too. How about this? I was known as the incorporator for most of the rich and famous people for years. I taught them how to leverage money and credit. I can turn these into 99 more cards, up to $100 million. There's 84 ways to play that too. I'll only teach you 3 or 4 ways. That's all you're going to need anyway. So let's look at a Lamborghini. Ooh, my favorite car in the whole world today. Now let's remember something. When you look around people on TV or around you that are rich and famous, what do they drive? They drive a company car. Then they write it all off, but not you. Remember house, car, bank account? What you do today is you get your paycheck. It's already been taxed. You get the leftover. You pay your bills. You pay for a car you should not. And then you steal money and credit from the family and roll the dice and go, wee, honey, let's hurt the family some more. I want you to be at the workshops with me to learn how to get a car under tax ID and fleet price. That's right. I want you to understand something today. You're probably paying through your paycheck, which I hear is called taxable income, payment, gas, registration, insurance too. Why don't you do yourself a favor and yell the word no from now on? Why the hell aren't you driving your company car? Why are you not writing it all off too? You're allowed to if you want to play. Now let's look at the SS4 times 4. You ready to play? I want you to understand something. It says on line 10, from the IRS, by the way, banking and credit purposes. So if you do it correctly, we get to write off the car to the interest rate too. And what I get to do as an affiliate for you is I get to basically build you an Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax too. Remember, debt follows tax ID. You want to learn the rules that I wrote in 86? Make sure you don't bring the pain where? Home. Set up the line of defense for you. It's about time you allow me to get you that Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. How many would you like per tax ID? You see, I'm going to make sure you understand how to play, and I'm going to do the work for you in the beginning because I don't want you to screw it up. I got a 100% success rate, by the way. The only time it falls apart is because you don't follow through. Remember SS4 times 4? The way I designed this in 1986, you don't name a corporation after you. You don't name it what it does because you want to do multiple functions. And you basically set up the line of defense. Why? Every piece of property will be a different division, just like a bank or a grocery store. Franchise too, your divisions in your current business. So if you allow me to, I can get you up to the 100,000, up to the $1 million card. That's corporate credit. We should write off the card of the interest rate too. Now, I already tried to offer you $100,000 earlier personally. That's called safety. Why? You can't write off the card of the interest rate at all. What do we get to do? Safety credit. Never hurt the family again. Never bring the pain home. See, Ray's rules are pretty simple to play. See, I wrote it down so it's under the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I want people to know the truth. SSN equals a 1040. From there, SS4 times 4, it allows banking and credit purposes every step of the way. And it takes an affiliate like me to start it for you. Now, here's the SSN equals a 1040. You got your 2 write-offs if you're lucky. SS4 is 1120. What does it say on line 10? Banking and credit purposes. How much cash credit would you like? Cash credit, not trade line crap or supply credit. Cash credit. Now, I've got 3 programs for you, flat out. This is the starter package to become a millionaire. Got it? Articles, also as tax ID, setup class with me for 3 months on Saturday, and level 1, 2. When you watch your favorite movie, you can say the lines before they do, can you not? By the time I'm done with you, you're going to have it here. What I'm going to do, the office likes to sell it for $9.99. It's a good price. And it comes with credit rebuilding and rapid score to get up to the 820. But today, during the webinar with me, I'm going to hand you a $5,000 cash card. A $5,000 card. You want a checkbook with it too? Now that's going to be 10 times your investment because I'm going to offer it to you for $4.99. It's a giveaway to get you started with me. All right? You better start selling that right away. The next thing is this one is called the Raise Corporate Setup Package. Same thing I gave before, but now this time instead of $19.99, this will be $999 because I'm handing you $10,000 of credit. I always want to give you 10 times your investment back to you and guaranteed in writing too. The next one is simple. It's called the Millionaires and the What? Making Workshop. This one basically is normally almost $4,000. We discount it today because I'm going to hand you $25,000 of cash credit. So what happens? 10 times your investment. That's $2,499 today. So the only difference between the 3 packages, you're still stuck with me. I still do the work for you. Do you want $5,000, $10,000, or $25,000 of credit? Okay, you let me know. There's a Zelle wire deposit. Take a picture. These prizes are only good through me. All right, in the webinar. Call sales, no problem at all. They're 800-510-3338. They're going to give you the normal price for you. Remember that referral, anybody you refer starting today, I'll build you another $1,000 of credit, personal or business, for you, and that's for the current clients watching me now. The ability to play the game. If you're watching me on Google, Facebook, and YouTube, that's kind of fun, but you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me. You might want to go to raisewebinar.com, get the full overview, and learn never to bring the pain home ever again. Now, here's what I learned at 7.5 years old. You ready? It's in front of you. We're going to read it out loud, too. This is Chapter 18. Chapter 18, Corporation. Now, I'm 7.5. I'm standing outside the poker game. And what did I hear? A corporation's a legal person. It's not legal advice, but let's understand something. I want you to understand something flat out. A corporation has more rights than you and me. Do you understand this? So let's understand something. We're going to talk about the United States of America Incorporated, how they set up their line of defense called states. All states are corporation, but you have not done it at all. What's wrong with you? So the states are corporations, and by the way, the corporations called the state, they set up their line of defense too, but not you. They're called cities. Have you never seen a city file bankruptcy in the past? And understand, they even invented a Chapter 9 bankruptcy just in case. They planned the problem too. It's about time you step up to the plate. You learn how to win. Because, by the way, all right, you are we the people. It's your constitutional right. But if you don't want to play, that's on you. The bottom line is we get to play and we get to win too. Nixon took the gold standard out. Oh, goody for them. They got the key to the printing press. Ooh-wee, let's print some money 24/7. Now remember, you and me, we got our SSN as a teenager because we were told to, because we got the job equal the 1040 tax return, federal tax return, by the way. Mama, she delivered a baby this morning. She's been waiting for 40 weeks for her baby. And you know what happened next? The nurse came in there, administration. Here's an SSN for the baby. If you don't sign this form, so I can go order it into the federal database today and order the child a what SSN, you can't take your baby in the stroller. Your baby can't go home. You see, that's how they do it. I love the United States of America. I just know the rules and the tools. I mastered them all by the time I was 9.5. Why haven't you? Remember your SSN? Safety credit. Let's learn that and teach that to the world today. Oh, a corporation, SS4? Let's go get some credit. Let's set up a line of defense too. For every division and grocery store like they do in the banks too, you drive around your city today, you'll see a bank or a grocery store too. They bankrupt a piece. You know what they did? They wrote it off on their taxes. The only one who hurt were the damn employees. That wasn't very nice of them, but they still got the win. Don't you want to learn how to play? Isn't it about time? You see, you've never heard things like this before. God only made one of me. Thank God for that, too. You got the ability never to bring the pain where? Home. Stop bringing the pain home. If Donald Trump can bankrupt 4 corporations in the past and never bring the pain home, so could you. If rich and famous people can do it, so could you. If the city can do it, so can you. It's your constitutional right to. But again, it's like credit card start, credit score. Okay. But then they look pretty to get a house and a car. Those don't do anything for you unless you screw them up. What's the rule? Never screw them up. Remember something. 29% raise rules. 25 to 29%. I got to make you a qualified CFO, Chief Financial Officer, or you're never going to get there. Gold and platinums, 29% rule has nothing to do with it. Would you like 1 million? Would you like 10 of them? Let me know. Give the office a call if you're willing to play and learning to win. Now, every Saturday and every day I do. Up to 3 times a day I broadcast, Monday through Friday and all day on Saturday. 43 years helping people like you. I don't like pre-recorded crap. I like the truth. So the bottom line is you're stuck with me. I might ask you to do 1 or 2 things. Can you follow through? That's all you're going to have to do. Now, here's Mickey. You heard of Mickey Mouse before, right? They filed bankruptcy, 7 times in the past? You know what they did recently? They got $1 billion in the bank. They didn't want to pay tax at all. So they wrote an IOU to themselves so they'll know how to play the game. If Mickey can do this, so can you. Isn't it about time you do? S is 4 times 4. Oh, banking and credit purposes, write off all the credit and the interest rate too. The bottom line is going to be up to you if you allow me to build it for you. Would you like an Experian, an Equifax, and a TransUnion too? Let me know. We'll build you as many as you want. Nothing going to hold you back today besides you. So if you want to play, remember SSN, over here, safety credit, over here, we're going to get cash credit first, all right? Then lines of credit second. Then we might think about what? Supply credit, vendor credit, marketing credit, lease credit, and gas cards too. Until we get the cash, it's all BS. We got to get to the cash, get ready to go. Cash is king and queen. You got to make sure you get the money because I got to make you that qualified CFO. The ability, again, you got 3 packages to play. The starter package, pretty simple. 820 credit score, articles, office list, tax ID, setup classes, and level 1 with me. Normally, the office, $9.99, that's okay. $5,000 of credit back to you. 10 times your investment today, immediately, now while I'm on the webinar, it's $4.99. And I guarantee it. The other package called Corporate Setup, instead of $19.99, when you do it through the webinar with me, you get $10,000 of credit. You see, I want to make sure whatever is in your budget today, you make a commitment to you and me, and we're going to make sure you win. That basically is going to be $10,000 of credit, $9.99. If you want the $25,000 of credit, that's okay. You decide which one works for you. You're still stuck with me, and that's $24.99. So the bottom line is Zelle wire deposit. Call the office, they're going to charge you the normal price. Through me, guess what you get to do? I don't get a commission like they do. All right? You see, I studied Mr. Buffett's father first, then I studied him. By the way, he owns 100 companies. He owns his favorite 10. He owns Ketchup, Geico, Coca-Cola, American Express, Duracell, Dairy Queen Seas Candy, Brits Jewelry, and Fruit of the Loom. My question to you is, this man's playing the game. Why aren't you? You can play and win too. It's pretty simple to do. As an affiliate, I'd tell you flat out, don't use authorized user crap. And trade lines are a joke too. You don't need that at all. I'll do the work for you. I'll even get you to be qualified as a CFO. I'm going to rebuild you my way. By the way, I'm the guy that invented daisy chaining of credit in the first place. Up to 113 different ways. I can turn every card into 99 more. How many would you like today? But we got to talk about corporate credit anyway, so anything we get to write off at all. So we're going to say raise rules, 20,000 of those. So if we do this correctly, and I do the work for you, you can't really screw up, can you? And if I train you at the workshop with me, what do you got to lose now? You've been trying to figure this out all your life. I know it's true. Now, here's some bars in front of you. That just means if any one of you want to rip anybody off or defraud them at all, I'm the first one to testify, get you in a court of law. That's where you're going to go. Here's 3 divisions that floated in front of you. Write it down on a piece of paper. Corporation, line of defense. Listen very carefully. Your corporation will never do business because I said so. It will get credit, but it will maintain and manage the divisions, just like Gates, Buffett's, and Reynolds do. You got the ability to understand how to play the game. You got to write down the 3-step. You ready to play? Remember, today, if someone wrong with a piece, like one of those grocery stores and banks do, we got the 3-step. Hell, we can call it the Donald Trump, the city, the rich and famous people too. We can call it the Wells Fargo Bank too. They got to do all the same thing we get to do too. You see, what we get to do for the bad piece, we're going to disconnect it. We're going to isolate it. We're going to incorporate it. If we can't save it at the end of the day, we're going to bankrupt the damn piece and keep all the pieces too. And we're never bringing the pain home. Why would we do that? They didn't have to. You see, it's like your house today. Sorry to say, you probably did it wrong anyway. Don't be offended, just the truth. So let's understand something today. Raise rules. Escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow record in a trust. The ability to have fun. So let's understand something. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. If your assets are not in a trust today, if somebody sues you, they take it away. If you die, you're stuck into probate. Your family got diddly squat. I'm going to tell you what trust I want you to basically Google today. Fixing up that property, we still got to play. Everything has to be a game because I want to play and win. You see, you're going to get a fixer-upper too. Oh, goody for you. You hire the contractor that hires a subcontractor to stand outside Home Depot. Good workers. Remember I said I want to protect and repackage your house, your car, your bank account too? So remember today, if they cut every corner they can and they slip and fall and they sue you, they take everything you got. I want you to listen very carefully. Every property you ever get, I want it quickly indeed to a division. I want an assignment of equity too. So at the end of the day, they can't sue you at all. And what they're going to really get is diddly squat. Why not? See, since I had to steal and beg off the pier, and I'd get a mommy and a daddy, and I had to be in hell all my life, I wanted that money, the million to the billion too. So I overpackaged everything that I do. Because when I got my wife, who's my rock, and my kids, I'll be damned if I bring that pain home. You don't have to bring it home ever again. So why don't you Google the word irrevocable trust today? It's one I would pick if I was you. But it's still up to you too. Now let's think about something today. I meet people all the time playing peekaboo with the IRS and making a mess. What's wrong with people? Don't you get it? The IRS is the rules. They're the system. You got to play by the system and the rules and the tools. So the IRS, all right, as a corporation, doesn't make any money. It pays no tax. So if you're one of those dummies that did that on the side, stop that stuff. Go to irs.gov. Download a form called 656, a 433A and B. Get your butt back in the system. Get your COVID-19 check too. Now we're going to fix up that property. We're going to do it my way. You ready? You ready? I want to make sure you don't spend any of your money. I want to make sure you go to the workshops with me and I'll show you how to set up divisions to get to the manufacturer to save 70% plus. I don't want you to pay a bill for 30 to 60 to 90 days anyway. The property's fixed up, escrow's going to close, it pays off all the debt. Now you got up to $200,000 left over. Don't act like you're rich. That's what most of your people's problem is. You got some money, you piss it away because you were broke for what? It's kind of like credit cards in the beginning. You thought it was free money. I don't get it. Have you had $100,000 to $10,000 in the past and you pissed it away? And some of you are broke today? Write down raise rules. Leveraging money. Borrowed money's not taxable. Set up the line of defense. You see, you got a choice. Before my coma, all right, I was worth $2.6 billion under corporate structure. But I got to die in a coma. See, my office was in Irvine Spectrum. It was only 22,000 square feet, 2-story high. I had locations around the globe doing $1 million plus a day, helping people just like you. You know what the bank would do every day at 9 o'clock? They'd be at the office or on the phone going, Ray, what can I do for you today? They always kiss your ass when you got money. Assets, by the way. And if you don't have a pot to piss in, they don't know your name. You're going to leverage money the way I tell you to. I'm not even going to think. I want you to do exactly what I tell you to do, because I don't want you to think, because you'll screw it up anyway. Banks borrow from the feds times 10, by the way. Then they loan back to 5 to us. So let's think about, if you listen to me, that could have been up to $3 million. Borrow money's now what? Taxable? A McDonald's today costs $2 million. If we took $2 million of that borrowed money, got a McDonald's, we can get a Big Mac, a fry, and a chocolate shake too. You want one? The bottom line is up to you. It's like when I got my first Rolex years ago, I wanted it for free. Why not? I wanted to prove to myself I'm as smart as I think I am. I set up a division for jewelry. It was kind of fun. They wanted $89,000 retail, but wholesale price was $39,000. Oh, goody, they overnighted me the watch. I don't have to pay for 30 days. I put a loan on a watch I did not own. It was fun. And then I paid for the invoice when it came in. The leftover, you know what I did? I put it in the bank to maintain the payments on a watch I did not own. At the end of the day, it was free. You ready to play with me some more? Don't worry, Fishborn Mama and Clinton, they're my past clients too. Michael was too, Cook and Vane, Kevin Costner too, and here's Freeway Ricky Ross, come on down. Like I said, I was the #1 consultant building up millionaires and billionaires for 40 years. How about a college professor, Biola University too? You better understand to beat your doubt. Okay? I'll set it all up. I'll coach you the rest of your life if you allow me to. But you're going to have to run your own race too. It's kind of like cash flow, free up your time. Everybody talks about it like Kiyosaki, blah, blah, blah today. All the bullshit in the world can't get you where you want to go unless you get the damn money. If someone is going to hand it to you, how about real cash flow, free up your time? Brand new corporation, look up C191D. Let's take a card like this one and pull $50,000 off the card. Why? Because we're going to loan 5 people $10,000 a piece. We're going to put a second on their house, a homestead blocker, a UCC one, a chattel mortgage too. Now, what happens at the end of the day? You just created your own cash flow at $2,449 per month. Oh, you need more? How about $4,800? You still need more? How about $7,347? In 90 days, you can design your own cash flow. Don't you get this? Under a corporate structure, I'll show you mansions, helicopters, and yachts too. I still got to get you past go because I think you're stuck. Bottom line is stock that damn shelf or own the store, which you want to pick. Don't get over surrounding. Do never settle your surrounding. Please. You see, I was born in a taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. She wanted a little girl, but I got a wee-wee. I'm a boy. She gave me a girl's name and raised my middle name. She threw me away like I was a piece of shit. So guess what? I got out of hell, and so can you. Raised in Watts, Torrance, Hawthorne, and Carson, too. All the great areas on the planet today. So you got to realize, don't get stuck. There's no reason to. God's gift. Oh, one of my mansions. I love this. Great. I park my yacht and my race boat in my backyard. Where you park yours again? Bottom line is I like the helicopter, the Lamborghini, and the buildings, too. Now, I'm going to tell you what to do, and I want you to write it down. I want you to change your driver's license. Yes, I do. I want you to understand something today. The last time you wrote a check, you pulled out your driver's license, and what happened next? Pretty simple. You're over here, but they must go rob your house over there. And if they sue you, they get to take everything you got. Don't you want to protect your ass? And never bring the pain home? We have what's called the Schaefer Bill in California, the Driver's Privacy Protection Act, too. What did you do the last time? Remember a house, car, bank account? Look at the car. You're driving a car today. You're the registered owner. You're the duck. Quack, quack some more. All right? Doesn't matter if you bump some of this, someone bumps you. You're going to get all your stuff gone by tomorrow. But what did you do? You let somebody sweat you for hours on end. Yeah, you lost 5,000 plus, got up to 9 inquiries too. Did you know you're only supposed to get 6 inquiries every 180 days anyway? You see, when they handed you paper and you filled it out for that inquiry, next to your signature you should have wrote down this allows 1 inquiry. You should have took a picture. I don't know what's wrong with you. All I know is you need to play with me. I don't want you to bring the pain home. I want you to drive a car. under tax ID at fleet price and write it all off like I do. But again, today, you might go to the grocery store or the bank, and you might bump someone's car, a little bumpity bump. Remember I said they're always going to try to take it away from you? What are they going to ask you next? Oh, goody. They're going to ask you for the driver's license, the insurance registration, too. Oh, the driver's license has your home address on it? Oh, goody. The insurance. You're driving a car. You're not paying for the insurance for the car you drive today out of your paycheck, which they call taxable income, are you? The corporation can pay for it and write it all off, but yet you're not the registered owner, are you? Come on, tell me you're not, please. Oh, you're the duck. Oh, goody. What they're going to do, get one of those nasty attorneys on TV, they're going to sue you and take everything you got because you didn't listen to me. Registered owner needs to be transferred immediately to a division. Lien holder could be the corporation, too, in case there's equity, too. And at the end of the day, they're going to get diddly squat. Why not? But again, I guess you don't want to protect your assets, do you? July 3rd, didn't matter, I got millions and billions of dollars having fun. I took my yacht from my backyard. There's the address, check it out. I said fill it up, it was $1,600. I wrote off the card and the interest rate too, and the yacht. Why not? All right, all the rich and famous people get to do that too. So we watched the fireworks on July 4th. July 5th, I get to die because someone came on my yacht with swine flu and pneumonia. And my life got destroyed. That kind of sucks. What do you think? But I walked around with an oxygen tank for 5 weeks, put my score back to an 820. I popped another $1 million of credit card in 6 weeks. I don't stay down, and from now on, neither do you, because you're going to play with me. God is using me to help you. You going to pay attention today? I'm keeping my promise. Even though I died in a coma, He let me come back to help you. I pray you're paying attention today. The bottom line is I'm going to help you every step of the way. Believe in yourself. Remember, God won't let you go through something you can't handle. After meeting me, there's no more excuses for you. Again, I want you to focus on 3 things: safety, credit, corporate structure, credit, real estate, franchise, and money coming in weekly. You see, I named my son and my daughter after me. My legacy will live on, called the Reynolds University. Now let's look at a Lamborghini in a building under tax ID. It's called reaching the dream. Remember something, I want you to think and be the impossible. I've done it all my life. Ray's rules, there's 20,000 of these you need to master here. As we do this, like I said in the beginning, please give me 90 days. Oh, you've been looking for this all your life. Just let me do the work for you. I'll get you to the $1 million dream. You're stuck with me at every seminar, workshop, and boot camp. That's right, I don't pass the buck. And by the way, you can trust the written guarantee or your money back. Now what excuse you got today? There's no excuse at all. It's kind of like motivation. I listen to it every day. It's nice to hear it, but at the end of the day, that's someone else's story. It's still blah, blah, blah. Now, you got a story to tell too. Is that correct? So let's understand something today. I want to get you up to an 820 credit score, if you allow me to. I'd like to get you up to 100,000 of credit. Then I'd like to get your corporation and divisions too, up to $1 million of credit for you. I want you to stop being stuck, please. See, if you're wondering what's next, it's simple. It's called Ray's Rules. There's 20,000 of them. You're stuck with me. So we get to have fun and never bring the pain home again. Remember what I said in the beginning today? I want to repackage your house, your car, your bank account. I want to clone me and give it to you. I don't want you to screw this up anymore, please. The books and CDs, every one of you need it. There's 18 books and CDs of the blueprint, how I got up to the $2 billion. There you go. Again, the office sells it for $9.99. That's okay. If you did it right away through the webinar with me, it's $399 today, and we'd ship it right away. But you'd have to Zelle, wire, deposit. Pretty simple thing to do. You got 3 packages to pick with me. First is called the starter package for the Millionaire. And what happens is, normally $9.99 at the office. Today, I'm going to hand you $5,000 of credit. I want to give you 10 times your investment back to you as I rebuild you and do all the work for you anyway. So it's going to be $499. Yes, it's a giveaway. But now you're stuck with me. Articles, 820 score, setup class, level 1, and more. No excuses anymore for you. Now, if you want the corporate setup package, the only difference is, instead of $19.99, you end up getting basically $10,000 of credit, twice the money. So the difference is still got to give you 10 times your investment. Your investment for that package is $999 today. From there, Millionaires in the Making, the only difference is you get $25,000 of credit. That's right. You get 10 times your investment back. That's $2,499 today. All you got to decide if you want $5,000, $10,000, or $25,000 of credit. And then you're still stuck with me. You got to start Zelling wire deposit immediately if you want to get these prices right away. If you call the office at 800-510-3338 if you want to, all right, they'll probably give you the retail price. But here today, let's look at how the 14th Amendment made corporations into people. They really did. Now, I love the United States of America. I really do. The only difference with me, I always master the rules and tools in any game I'm going to play. So the United States of America today, they manage their 50 states, the line of defense. The states have their line of defense too. That's all those cities. You see, they even created Chapter 9 bankruptcy for corporate cities. All right? You see, it's your turn to step up to the plate and learn to win too. Remember, never, never have joint credit. Buy a house, escrow, close, escrow, all right, basically homestead, put it in a trust. Corporation, don't name it after you. Don't name it what it does. Have up to $1 million of credit. That's half the fun. Then set up your divisions for real estate, franchise, current business. The line of defense is the only way you're going to be able to do this, just like every grocery store and bank do too. It's up to you to learn and raise rules. But in the beginning, I'm going to do the work for you. I don't want you to mess it up at all. What I said in the beginning is true. Plan on the problem. Look at what happened in your life and why you didn't make it so far. Somebody knock you down, get in your way, rip you off too. You see, I want you to plan the problem. Then I want you to have safety credit in the line of defense. See it, believe, and go get it. You see, we're all Humpty Dumptys, but we got to get back up again and again. And today, the American dream is pretty simple to do. You see, receiving money every month, pay all your bills, drive the company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up your time. The ability to set up the line of defense. All right, very crucial to do. You got to master raise rules. There's 20,000 of these. You got 3 packages. They're all got the same thing in them completely. The difference is the first one is a starter package. All right, it's 5,000 of credit back to you. All right, 10 times your investment. That means it's $499 right away. The next one is basically instead of $19.99 the sales team sells it for, it's $999, but you get 10,000 of credit. Again, 10 times back to you. The ultimate goal is to figure out, okay, what's affordable to you? You get started in that package. Then you build it up from there too. The bottom line is you got $3,995 today, but me, through the webinar, I'm going to give you the discount you need. It's pretty simple. $25,000 of cash credit to you. 10 times your investment means that would be $2,449 today. The ability. Now let's focus. You need to Zelle, wire, and deposit immediately so you get stuck with me. All right, every step of the way. As we do this, you got to stay safe and strong. Remember, if you're wondering what's next to come, let it be you and me. Today, let us remember life is a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. The ability, they have the ability to do this correctly. 43 years. I've helped millions and millions of people. It's very simple. You have the ability to allow me to rebuild you. I want to do the work for you, hold your hand, get you 90 days in the workshop with me, set up in level 1. You see, you got the ability never to bring the pain home today. So you got the ability to call 800-510-3338. You can call that immediately, and at the end of the day, never, never, never forget. All right? God loves us all.